If you've been watching the Delaware Way over the last few weeks, actually over the last year, you will know that we've had many law enforcement people in here talking about the root cause of the crime epidemic in Newcastle County and in Wilmington, and every single one of them points to drugs. Now something important has happened, and to talk more about that is Jerry Daley, who is the executive director of the high-intensity drug trafficking area, which is Philadelphia-Camden and also Delaware. You oversee all those areas, but most recently Delaware. Tell me why that happened.
Yeah, just in the last few weeks, the director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy designated Newcastle County, Delaware, as a high-intensity drug trafficking area county within the Philadelphia-Camden HIDTA. And that happened as the result of a lot of hard work by the law enforcement agencies in the greater Wilmington area to see to it that they were able to put the evidence, I guess, together to show a critical need here in the Newcastle County region.
What does that mean for the area? What's going to happen next?
Well, we're hopeful that in the next few weeks we'll see an infusion of federal funding that will benefit state, local, and federal law enforcement agencies in the region to accelerate and enhance the investigative efforts that they've been undertaking for some time now.
Would you agree that drug and drug trafficking in the area seems to be the root of most of the crime?
Well, I think you can probably point to drugs as being one way or another linked to about 80% of all crime, whether it's the economic crime, the thefts, the car break-ins, the street robberies and things like that that occur in order for a user to sustain his or her habit, or the violent crime that typically occurs between traffickers at the retail level.
When I hear about the heroin trafficking, and I'm going to stay with heroin for a second, although I know you're dealing with all drugs, it seems every time you hear about a big supply, a big story, a big bust, it's right along the I-95 corridor.
Yeah, we are sitting on a really, I guess, vigorous pathway for drugs to move from source countries into market areas of the United States. And unfortunately, Newcastle County sits at a critical junction along that axis because of its positioning with 295 and the New Jersey Turnpike just across the Twin Bridges. Drug traffickers, smugglers can head straight up to New York City and Newark and those regions in the Northeast, or they can continue up 95 to the very lucrative market in Philadelphia, or they can shoot off 202 and head up into more of the central Pennsylvania area, or up the Blue Route and head up into the Pocono Mountains and beyond. So this is a kind of a crossways for drug smuggling by land. Add to that the fact that we are only 20-25 minutes from Philadelphia International Airport, a major point of ingress from Caribbean nations and source countries in South America, and the fact that we have a very vibrant rail system, intercity rail system, that runs right through the heart of all these major cities along the East Coast. It puts us in some precarious geography.
So it's a distribution hub. It's a transportation hub at the very least. That's why the area is hit hard. So you're the executive director of the high-intensity drug trafficking area, and now Delaware is a part of that. What do you do? So you're going to get this federal money. What do you do? You come into Delaware and start working here?
Well, we will be working through the agencies that are already in place here in Delaware, from the city police force to the county police force, the state's prosecutor's office and state police, and all the federal agencies, including the U.S. Attorney and Drug Enforcement Administration, Homeland Security Investigations, FBI, Marshal Service. All will be partnering now in a way that they hadn't before. And they're going to look at the drug problem not only locally but also regionally, because we know that a lot of the drug traffic in Wilmington is sourced out of Philadelphia and other parts of the region and can be combated from those large-scale investigations. The goals of our program are to disrupt and dismantle drug trafficking organizations and money laundering organizations and gangs that traffic drugs.
Don't they just move? I mean, when you go after them in one area, I guess what I'm saying is you have these areas of high-intensity drugs that pop up here and pop up there, and it's almost like whack-a-mole after a while. You're going after them, you beat them here, you beat them here, you beat them here, but the overall problem doesn't go away. So doesn't there have to be not only a local but a bigger national effort or international effort?
Absolutely, and that's the term we use is displacement, where if you just focus on the retail level problem, let's say in the Hilltop section of Wilmington, and you crack down there, well, it'll just move to another neighborhood, probably not that far away for distribution to occur. But on the other hand, if you go after and disrupt and dismantle, ideally, the entire drug trafficking organization and network that's behind it, that's when you'll have some positive results. Add into that, though, there's also has to be a follow-on prevention effort to prevent new people from initiating drug use, and treatment to assist people that are already addicted to the drugs.
We're wrapping up this segment. A couple of things I want to get into. I want to find out that now that there is a federal presence and federal authorities are involved, whether now it goes from the grassroots effort and works its way up in getting information to disrupt in other places, not just Delaware, but also, and important to the people in the Wilmington area in Newcastle County, specifically what is going to happen. If it's too early for that, or if you can tell me what they're going to see happen and if that's going to finally bring down this murder rate. When the Delaware Way continues with Jerry Daley, Executive Director of the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area, which now includes Delaware. We'll be right back.